outcomes over activity. Let's face it, we've all had the consultant report that takes months to complete and simply isn't actionable. I'm CEO and founder of AGS, and my goal in this and upcoming AGS videos is to give you different formulas, tactics, and repeatable actions that you can implement to make your company, teams, or career just a little bit better. Today I'm going to talk about a powerful tool that, if implemented correctly, will bring your company, division, or team together, right? It'll increase job satisfaction and stop people and your company from wasting their time on things that don't matter. All of the AGS videos will be less than 20 minutes, and you will leave with actionable steps that you can deploy today. Today we're going to talk about what I like to refer to as outcomes over activity. Has your company ever tried the same project 3 times? Have you ever spent 5 months building a software feature to get 0 tangible impact? Have you ever sat in a meeting wondering, why are we doing this? Then your company probably doesn't have a critical thinking framework, or they've implemented it incorrectly. These are sure signs that activities/tasks are measured as success, aka the checkmark task is done versus business outcome achieved. The loudest voice, the hidden agenda, claims of mega sales. I think Carl Sagan said it best: more extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. In today's fast-moving environment, it's more important than ever to change the top-down opinion, pet project, or loud voice thinking into a lens of critical thinking and critical thinking frameworks. I'm going to rattle off a few of the benefits of correctly implementing a critical thinking framework. You'll align and connect your employees to your corporate goals. You'll give clear direction to every team member and individual. You'll increase productivity through focus on goals. You'll track regular progress towards those goals. You'll make more effective and informed decisions. You'll achieve measurement, accountability, and transparency. You'll start to use regular weekly meetings to gain vision and insights. You'll see how the progress aligns to the company's vision, strategy, and top priorities. You'll be effective in setting clear and specific goals. You'll manage achievement and execution with greater accountability and transparency. You'll boost individuals' engagement and empowerment through your goal-setting process. You'll increase insight and transparency across the organization for top-level executives. You'll analyze the root causes of why objectives are not achieved, and that will happen. You'll improve resource allocation and management to your key objectives. And then finally, you'll capture cross-functional dependencies across all of your teams. With all those benefits, why isn't everyone doing it? For one, they tried and failed because they implemented incorrectly. They don't know where to start, or worse, maybe they are afraid of the transparency it brings. However, if you know the 3 R's for critical thinking frameworks, you can achieve those benefits regardless of industry type or company size. Today, we're going to cover the 3 R's for implementing a critical thinking framework called Objective Key Results, or OKRs. We'll share the right formula, the right tactics, and repeatable actions and processes so that once you get started and achieve success, you won't fall backward and later fail. Thanks for joining. Now let's get started. I've been blessed to travel the globe, helping companies grow, scale, and transform. There is nothing better to me than when I see pride as teams accomplish what they once thought was impossible. On my life journey, I've been fortunate to start a company, take it public, drive millions of dollars in revenue growth and billions in market cap growth, and meet interesting people like Andy Jassy from the CEO of Amazon, or world-class golfers like Jason Day. But what I really enjoy the most is helping leaders, teams, and companies achieve their maximum potential. There's nothing better and more rewarding to me than when you get a team that thinks they can't get there, or their initial reaction is, we've already tried this 4 times, you're the latest leader, or simply they just have change fatigue. To then bring in a process like the 3 R's, see success, and at least see them getting more joy and excitement in their daily jobs. When you execute the formula correctly, you actually see employee engagement go up, which is a win for your employees and a win for your company. It's a win for everyone. On a personal note, when I'm not on Zoom, on a plane, or in some other city, I'm in Alpharetta, Georgia with an awesome wife, Heather, and 3 amazing kids. Objective key results, or OKRs, outcomes over activity, increase sales margins and employee engagement, and most importantly, this is why OKRs are so close to my heart. Get more time by doing less wasteful work, because you are focused on the big rocks that move the needle. Do you need OKRs? I think almost every company can use and should be using a critical thinking framework, but some key signs that your OKRs might be particularly right for you and your company is misalignment of teams, inconsistent engagement, or incorrect and inconsistent tactics with unclear desired business outcomes. Now, OKRs won't fix bad leaders or management teams. But when done correctly, they will act like a nervous system, constantly giving feedback and keeping all parts of the company focused on the right things. If you think of it, most company debates are centered around tactics of solving a problem. OKRs allow you to align objectives instead of being divided by those tactics. One of the first questions I get is where to start, ideally at the senior leadership team or of your company, or if you have a reasonable amount of autonomy, you can start a business unit, organizational unit, or even at the team level. I don't know if you've heard of the big rocks theory by Stephen Covey. It's all about focusing on the big rocks or key objectives. Imagine you have a bunch of rocks, right? A bunch of pebbles around there and some sand, right? And your goal is to fit everything into this wide mouth 1-gallon jar. If you start with the sand, pour that in first, then the pebbles, drop them in there, the jar will run out of room before you can get in the rocks. However, when you start with the rocks, then you add the pebbles and save the sand for last, the sand fills in the spaces between the rocks. In other words, this ensures that the rocks or key objectives for your organization get done first. And I hope this also illustrates, if not first, they often won't get done at all. Let's compare 2 frameworks, Mbos and OKRs. Mbos focus on the what, typically private and it's top down. They're risk averse. However, OKRs, on the other hand, really focus on both the what and the how. They're quarterly or monthly. They're public and transparent. They're bottoms up or sideways, and they are both aggressive and aspirational. Occasionally I've seen people compare roadmaps. For clarity, roadmaps are really focused on the long term. They address, team-specific issues. They're typically owned by the product management team, and they're used as a planning tool and are often solution-driven compared to OKRs, which are time-bound, contextual, owned by the entire team, measure progress towards goals, and are problem-driven. Now, OKRs, when implemented correctly, are neon-lit road signs. They demolish silos and cultivate connections across your entire company. They enable frontline autonomy that truly gives rise to new and innovative solutions. They keep team members continuously stretching to accomplish more and accelerate the delivery of business results. The O in OKRs are objectives, and objectives indicate what will be achieved, no more and no less. These are your big rocks. Key results benchmark and monitor how we'll get to the objective. When properly designed and deployed, they're a vaccine against fuzzy thinking and, worse, fuzzy execution. Objective setting is hard and equally critical. Just keep in mind, when people have conflicting priorities, unclear, meaningless, or arbitrarily shifting goals, they become frustrated, cynical, and unmotivated. Having clear objectives and key results will drive employee engagement. Some companies only like to have committed OKRs. I like both. Commitments are OKRs that we agree will be achieved, and we will be willing to adjust schedules and resources to ensure that they are delivered. Aspirational OKRs express how we'd like the world to look, even though we have no clear idea how to get there and/or the resources necessary to deliver that specific OKR. Now, I want you to listen in to this point. This is one of the key areas where companies fail at OKRs, dependencies. It's critical that you tell each team that they are accountable for the OKRs they create. They cannot claim failure because of another team. They are accountable. When you take this approach, the team will find a way to eliminate that dependency or get the other team to create a corresponding OKR. If you don't follow this advice, then OKRs will create friction, not unity, in your organization. Okay, some of the other reasons OKRs fail is teams fail to differentiate between aspirational and committed OKRs. They create an OKR around business as usual activities. They create aspirational OKRs that are timid. By definition, OKRs, especially aspirational OKRs, should be bold. They sandbag or have low-value objectives where success simply generates a yawn. Remember, your objective are the big rocks, the things your company must accomplish. Unfortunately, a lot of companies have failed at OKRs. It's critical that you use the right formula, the right tactics to implement OKRs, and most importantly, it's not a one and done. You must have those repeatable actions. Let's play a game. Pick an objective that you must accomplish in the next 3 months. What is it? Did you know right off the top of your head? Or did you have to think about it? All right, whatever objective you came up with, what are 2 key results that will tell you that you accomplished that objective? Remember, key results are measurable and verifiable. It's not a key result unless it has a number. And again, key results benchmark and monitor how we get to the objective. Think about when I asked you that question 3 months, did you know it right off the top of your head? If not, it's probably a good reason that OKRs might make sense. All right, let's practice some examples. Some might say a bad example of a key result if you're trying to win the Indy 500 might be to increase lap speed and reduce pit stop time. A little bit better key result might be increase average lap speed by 2%, reduce average pit time by 1 second, and then maybe some good key results might be to test at a wind tunnel 10 times, reduce the average pit stop time by 1 second, reduce pit stop errors by 50%, practice pit stops 1 hour per day. Now, OKRs work in healthcare. And an example objective might be to create a more welcoming environment for our visitors to our hospital. Key results might be to subscribe to a more expensive cable package for the rehab wards, or add new menu items to the cafeteria, hang floor maps on all floors to ease navigation around the hospital. Or manufacturing, which is where OKRs really started. The key is to using the right formula, tactics, and repeatable actions. This is not a one and done exercise. And at first, people will be resistant. But over time, the benefits will be life-changing to your company and your employees. Wasteful work will go away. High-performing teams will rise to the top, and data will drive your decisions. The first step is to get together and set your overall company OKRs at the company level, and that can be cascaded down so teams below can create OKRs that align to the company OKRs. You want to publish your OKRs, and they need to be viewed publicly and regularly. They must show status. I like to use red. Red is typically not on target, needs help to get back on track. Yellow might be potentially off target for awareness, or maybe you need help to get back on track. And green is on track. Ask teams to accurately update status. Rarely in my career have I seen green projects turn into red. They were usually yellow for some time. You can only help to get on track if you know the true status. Review and revise quarterly or annually, and perform retros to continuously improve on the objectives you didn't achieve. Now this works. Let's all help the community. Reach out to me to start, or tag me on social media of a discussion. Glad to help. Send me your best and worst OKRs. I will share the list. Please remove anything confidential I were before sharing. To get a list of community good and bad OKRs, or to share them, send me an email or tag me okrs@kengavronovic.com. If I can help you want a copy of this deck or have questions, just email me again, ken@kengavronovic.com. You can see this video, a PDF article, and I've actually got a workbook at keng.vc/OKRs. I would appreciate it if you would share, like, and follow me on any of the social channels you use. And of course, if I can ever be of help to you or a friend of yours, please feel free to visit my website, kengavronovic.com, or send me an email.